morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. We are off to Wellington for today's daily challenge, where buildings will appear directly adjacent to their destinations, and we get double tunnels. Hooray! Double toil and tunnel. Fire, burn, and metaphor fall apart as Goog lack punchline when begin joke. I think that's what the bard wrote, right? If it wasn't the bard, maybe it was the cleric. Turned a Shakespeare joke into a Dungeons and Dragons joke. That's basically the underscore Goog in a nutshell right there, actually. Hold on. I didn't intend to encapsulate the entire watching this effing Twitch channel experience into one terribly thought out joke, but, you know. This is what happens when you've been awake for all of, what time is it, 7:01? 22 minutes. And you roll out of bed and you sit yourself in front of a computer and you decide, hey, why don't I stick a microphone in my face, play a fun little road buildy puzzle game, and yak about it for the internet. And then, as if that wasn't enough, we'll take the results of that yakking and smack them on YouTube, where they shall live on the internet for all of time. Or, you know, until YouTube dies. Like, one day YouTube's gonna go away, and that's gonna be real sad. Because, well, anyway, these yellows are gonna get over to here. We're gonna have to snake these reds in a very particular manner, like that, which, I hate. I hate that, but it's pretty much the only thing we can do that doesn't involve a roundabout. Like, if we want to maintain our crucial philosophy of one business and one road, then we basically have to do this. Anything else involves roundabouts or traffic lights or nonsense, and that's just not as good. So off we go here. I'm going to leave this space. I could have gone up this way with this greenhouse. I'm going to leave this blank just because, like, there's obviously no chance a business spawns here. If anything spawns in this little dot, it's probably going to be either a red house to help this business or a greenhouse to help this business. So I figure it'll be useful, but who the heck knows? We've got buildings directly adjacent to destinations. We've already got 2 circles on the map, which is just, well, it's a thing that's happening, and that's about all that can be said for it. Did I mute my phone this morning? I did not. There was no, sound from the phone because it's a toggle switch, and then it vibrates, but you know what I mean. All right. 2 more yellows here. Get into this yellow business. Oh, it is Friday. I am happy that it is Friday. I am tired and I don't want to work. But, you know, that is always the case. And my work is easier than many people's work. Perhaps easier than most? Yeah, probably. Particularly when you all right, if you include all of the CEOs and ostensible hedge fund managers who are at this point just coasting on brand reputation. Nah, it's close. Anyway, the point is, there are people with more taxing jobs than me who don't get to yak about car bullshit on the internet, for instance. That is not my job. Would be nicer if it was. Listen, I probably shouldn't say this because being a person who exists on the internet has made me keenly aware of, 1, the fact that there are legitimate problems, and 2, the fact that the kinds of people who do this wind up being of a particular brain. But at present, I feel as though I can say, if this ever turns out to be an actual, for real, full-time career for the underscore Goog, I promise to try to remember that it used to be worse and not fucking whine about it. How about that? There are legitimate problems with the content creation industry. Oh God. It's awful. There are legitimate problems with the streaming and YouTubing ecosystem. How about that? Is that better? Is that reasonable? Listen, the word YouTuber is bad enough, right? Because it marries you to a platform, which means you're married to the owner of that platform. And listen, I know that the internet writ large is married to the owner of that platform, but that's also an abusive relationship. So, it's not great. Let's take 2 tunnels and then immediately not use them because we've got a big old bridge. We'll bridge up here, go over that away, these 2 beiges, service that business. I could have used my 1 motorway for that, but we've got better things to do with our motorway, presumably, hopefully. You come over here. So as I was saying, there are problems, but also I feel as though I would take those problems over other sets of problems. How about that? But this is all an academic discussion for a hypothetical future that is not, as of yet, real. And so, we should shut up about it. We'll draw motorway number 1, coming over to here. I'm going to point that house in that manner, and then we'll pull this one here. Okay, I said I wanted another red house to spawn. I didn't mean down the... What in the hell? Reds, why? Why have you spawned over here, and why are you I left a spot for you! I very intentionally and disgustedly left a spot of open land right here for a red house, or a greenhouse, but a red house to spawn right here and go up there and service that business! We talked about this! You dicks! You incorrigible motherfuckers! Alright, well, hold on. Okay, this green is bad. We may need to have us a think in a minute here about stuff. Cause Alright, you've gone circular, bad. I don't particularly love that. I do think it's probably still for the best that we do this with these greens. We do this just like that. Okay. So you 2 go up here, service that business. I was going to try to restructure with these and go off that away up to here, but that'll generally be okay. One hopes. What do we have in addition to things spawning next to thing? Oh, right, double tunnels. That's, well, it's extant, which is about all that can be said for it. Give me a motorway. That's actually useful and good. Thank you very much. And then you come down here, and oh look, a thing with which to use our motorway. Okay. So these 2 dark blues spawn way over here, and they take motorway number 2, which is, frankly, ridiculous road. And you'll go off like that, and you... Guys, dark blues, you can't all spawn over here. No, some of you have to... Guys, dark blues, would you... Okay. Alright. So all of the dark blues in the effing world have spawned over here, which is bad because, well, means they're not anywhere else. Okay, if you come here, we'll do a perfectly cromulent traffic light right here. That is indeed a perfectly cromulent traffic light. Come right here. You'll spawn through here, right? And if you spawn through this way, that means we can just, this red house is not gonna be useful for anyone ever. You'll come through here into this tiny little green neighborhood, and then I guess you can do this. Technically that does get you connected to stuff and things. It's not by any means good. This is not what you want vis-a-vis blue guys, but I suppose it's gonna have to be fine. It's just... Okay. Alright. Here, we get a light blue up here. You can loopy-dop down there. And now we've got a whole bunch more greens. Okay. Here's a whole bunch more greens. They're not connected to nothing. Okay. Bad. Let's do something about that, I guess. We'll take these 4 greens here. This is going to be a real bad road. I'm giving you all sufficient time to prepare for what is going to be a very bad road. So these greens will hop on the deep trail end of this road to provide additional further support for this horrible thing I'm doing. And then we go up here and we PCTL right here. And now we have all of these greens here coming up here. These 2 greens here as well. They go through this traffic light, and then they come up here and either keep going straight and go to this business or peel off to the left and go out there. That's not, good, but it needs to happen, I guess. I don't necessarily believe that it does need to happen, but oh, jeez. Oh, beiges. Oh, beige, why? Oh, boys and beiges. Okay. Oh, I have an idea, but it's truly horrendous. I have a truly horrendous idea. Can we do anything else? Can I get a motorway, please? Let's just hold off until Monday and see if I can get a motorway. That is not a motorway. That is 2 more traffic lights. Yeah, we'll take 2 traffic lights because I think we might need them right away. Okay, so I have a plan. It's a disastrous plan. It's a horrendous plan, and yet it's what we're going with. All right. First, we're doing this, and this may give away the rest of the plan, but we're still doing that. Next, we want to get these beiges here onto this road, but we don't want to just have them spawn. Like, I could just have these houses spawn onto this road, but that would be a disaster. And the reason that would be a disaster is that it would slow down the traffic on this avenue in a truly horrendous, unacceptable manner. And therefore, we're going to do something horrendous. We could just have, like, all of these beiges come up here and there, and have a feeder road onto the road, but that feeder road would be turning left onto the road and right to get off of it, which means it would not be a good traffic light. It would in fact be a bad traffic light. So instead, here's what we're gonna do. First of all, we're gonna greet Parlor Ghost. Good morning, Ghosty. Everybody drop those ghosties in the chat if you've got them, and by everybody I mean me and all of my tier 2 subs, which means me and Ghosty. Oh, good morning, Parlor Ghost. Let's see here. So here's what we're gonna do. Here's the terrible thing. We're gonna draw this going out here. We're gonna have the beiges swing out this way. And then this main road is gonna come up this way and then back down right there. And by coming back down right there, we can have a perfectly cromulent traffic light right here unite the gathered greens, which, hi there, greens. Boy, there's a lot of you. Doot and doot. You can all swing along this way. You come over to here, PCTL right here, grab a couple more greens. Off we go, PCTL right here, grab a couple more greens, go through here, and then the piece de resistance, as if this wasn't enough of a garbo pile, is these beiges come through a parking lot and then up here to this business. That's the real, like, F you and your decency and your laws of man and whatever. This is not going to end well. This is going to be a disaster. Actually, I might have waited too long to build this. This might just be doomy. We might not have the car flow here. This beige might just be screwed. Like, I kind of sort of expected that we'd catch up with stuff, and we're only barely okay. Wait. Did we catch up with stuff? It's very close. It's very close. We might crap out under 1,000 here. Beiges? Beiges, I kind of need you to... Oh boy. Okay, here comes another wave. Oh, it's not going to get there. It's not going to get there. We're doomed. Ah! Damn it. Wow. So you remember yesterday? Yesterday when we were over 12,000 and we cracked the top 5 in the world and we beat Samurai Sam and the episode lasted an hour and 15 minutes? You remember yesterday? Yesterday was good, wasn't it? Folks, I promise I'm good at this video game, but, well, drop those samurai slams in the chat. It didn't go well today. The mighty must be humbled. You're not wrong, Parlor Ghost. I suppose you are not indeed wrong. All right. Let us say hello to our very good friend, the Wordle. Hello, Wordle. We have been felled. We have been slain. I sneezed. As if it wasn't bad enough. As if my humiliation was not sufficient. My humiliation was not sufficient is the title of the episode, by the way. That's what the emotional sub said when going back for a second session. My humiliation was not sufficient. No? Okay. Was probably a stretch. Point is, we know there's an I in the word. Let's drop a word with 2 I's. It could be idiom. The fuck? What? Well? Okay. You know? That works. We take those. That's cool. Okay, let's jump into Time Guesser. Hello, Time Guesser. What do we have here? We've got some astronaut guys. Hi, astronaut guys. Wait, could you possibly be cosmonaut guys? Well, hold on. You're in Technicolor. Interesting. Why is there a film crew here? Hold on. There's a film crew and astronauts. Clearly, this is the moon landing. No? No? Okay. All right. So we've got some Technicolor guys. Time Guesser is good and fun. We had Deluxus, I think is the pronunciation, a developer of Tricastrophe in the chat yesterday as we were playing first Tricastrophe and then Time Guesser, and just had not seen it. This is a lovely little game. By the way, I mentioned we played Tricastrophe last night on stream. That is a good, fun little train puzzle. Oh, it's a very fun game. We only played the demo. I'm very much looking forward to the full release. I'll tell you this right now. When the full release comes out, we will absolutely be playing some more of that. It's a good, fun video game. Thank you again to Kuroko for giving me the key for that. But we had a good time with it on stream last night, and now we shall have a good time trying to figure out where these cosmonauts are, because I'm thinking... maybe possibly cosmonauts, although hold on, as if all of the English text wasn't enough of a giveaway. All right, fine. Are you guys coming back from the moons or whatevers? Could this be 1969? I don't think it's 1969. What do we have for names here? We've got W.M. Shearer Jr. and Captain Turnipdoy. Okay. So if we've got William M. Shearer and Captain Turnipdoy, maybe this is like Apollo 13-ish? Are these the astronauts returning after the failed Apollo 13 mission? That sort of makes sense. So this would be... This would be... So I guess this would be the 70s? Just outside of Houston? Yeah, I figure on account of all of the NASA people being around here, we're probably somewhere near the NASA facility in Houston, so... Yeah, okay, let's say Houston 1973? That seems like a reasonable guess. See, here's the thing though, Houston as a city is effing enormous, because it's not so much a city as a collection of highways that happen to meet at a point with buildings. So, I would say that I've just insulted all of the people from Houston, but one, there are no people in Houston. It's a collection of highways that happen to meet at a point with buildings. And also, anyone unfortunate enough to live under all of those highways is in complete agreement with me. Actually, I've nailed it. So, let's say that we're at the William P. Hobby Airport, even though there's a van here. Shut up. We're just outside the William P. Hobby Airport in Houston, Texas in 1973. We are, in fact, in Cape Canaveral, Florida in 1965. So, oops. Next is dude we're probably supposed to recognize casting a vote. Hi there, dude we're supposed to recognize. I don't recognize you. So, I mean, yeah, when there's NASA stuff involved, it's either Houston or it's Florida. So, that does track. So we've got some very official looking, very fancy stuff and things here. We got a kid in a tux and dudes in suits and whatnots. Can we read anything on your ballot here, fella? Like, all right, we got a picture of a guy. You're number 13. Interesting. No, we can't really make out whatever this text might be that might give away a location. Sene RDC. Hold on. Are we... There is a QR code. That's true. That would put it, sometime in the last 10 and even probably 5 years. Sene RDC. What in the heck is that? Are we not in the US of A? I just kind of assumed that we were in the US of A. And yet... Nobody's got, lapel pins or nothing. Are you... You're probably the leader of a country voting for yourself in the election to continue being the leader of your country, aren't you, guy? Okay. Well, great. Great. The only real, I don't see any, there are no flags, can't make out anything on this hat or this vest, unless that might be the shape of your country. If that's the shape of your country, alright, shit, man. I guess we're going to South Africa? This is the only real... This is probably the shape of your country. What country in Africa is shaped like that? If you rotate it. That wouldn't be South Africa. Would that be Kenya? Is Kenya shaped like that? I don't think so, no. Because this is Kenya. It doesn't have that little... If we can find an African country that has this little telltale hook right in the southeast corner, actually... I was just grabbing this to move the map, but then I happened to look. Look at the outline of the Democratic Republic of the Congo here. We've got, I'm looking for this little hook, right? And with the way the picture would be rotated and adjusted, this would be in the southeast corner of the country. This is a little hook down in the southeast corner of the country. And as we follow like the eastern border, we got the little jutty outy bit right there and a little jutty outy bit right here. And then we go up and then we go around and we bulge a little bit and we kind of curve our way into here. And then there's a definite, like southern dip in the northern border right here that kind of matches with right here. So this right here is the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which means we got to figure out where the heck we are. But at least we've got a country. And listen, if you zoom out far enough, there are five dots here in the DRC, because I think Kinshasa here is in Congo, not the DRC. There were like 5 dots here in the DRC, and this one got the biggest dot. So let's say we're in Mbuji-Mayi, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The sticker's also the Congo. If you're a person who recognizes flags. If you're a person who recognizes flags. Time Guesser is so easy if you're a person who recognizes flags. This is President Joseph Kabila of the Democratic Republic of the Congo casting his vote to choose his successor. Okay, we got a decent score. Next. All right, this is Bussix de Winterkoek. Okay. All right, hold on. Wait, we're gonna enslave the elves with cola? That doesn't make sense. Why do we want a de Winterkoek? Anyway. So we've got some school children here. Great. They're bussing themselves. We have a time. Like, we can tell that this was taken, about 8:30. Coming up on 8:30 o'clock. So that doesn't help much. Come to think of it, Enslave the Elves with Cola is probably a better title for the episode. So there we go. And we've got phone booths and... Okay. Is this is not a year written on the photo. Some of these old photos are nice and generous like that. But this... Actually, I think this is just the word Zoom, but with a weird little... It's negatived and inverted and all that nonsense, and I can't figure it out. My point is, it's not helpful. What might be helpful is what's written here. Hold on. So this is going to Central Station. Gotcha. In Haarlem. It's Dutch. It's Dutch. Haarlemmerp. Or perhaps Marlemerp. Gotcha. So we're going to Central Station, Haarlemmerp, and Christianstruder. Okay. These all sound exceedingly Dutch. All right. I do agree with Ghosty's assessment that we're looking 40s based on like the clothes and the hair and such. Like this lady right here and this lady right here. For some reason, these two are the ones that jump out at me and are like, yes, 1940s. So, late 40s? See, the thing with the 1940s is there was a war on, and anytime you start dealing with was the war on, you've got a very particular thing. Yeah, okay. So, let's go Dutch, and... I'll pay for my half of the date, and you pay for your half, and then we move on with our lives. We'll say it's... Well, if we're going to the Netherlands, we might as well drop a pin near Amsterdam, and just suggest gently that it's 1947? 1948 is Amsterdam! Good job! Well done! Next, round 4. Hi there, big old field. Alright. This looks to be a cricket ground. Cool. So we got folks playing cricket. Folks playing cricket signage in English. either in the US or not the US, the UK or Australia. Yeah, Sonny, the daily challenge didn't go well. We did poorly is the thing. So so this sign says Chartswells, which I believe is a British grocery store, maybe? This is the Schwab. They built an entire suite of their stadium just for medium-time ESPN personality Howie Schwab, which was nice of them. I mean, Stump the Schwab was a very good show, so I completely understand. Do we have any indications here on the shirtless fellas? Like, oh, your jeans are just Wranglers. Okay, that doesn't necessarily narrow anything down. Man, I kind of think this is the UK, but Australia has a nasty habit of posing as the UK. We just solved, Sonny, you'd be so proud of me. We solved that a place that looked German was in fact the Netherlands. This is a place that looks English and may in fact be Australia. So let's come here. Are we gonna get any more? Wait, flag. Not a helpful flag. Actually, you know what? I think those are like stripes or something. As I recall, the Australian flag is mostly a single color, and it has like, okay, like I'm not actually opening paint here, but we're just gonna imagine we're drawing the Australian flag right here on this basically whiteboard, right? Imagine this is the Australian flag, right? The whole thing's blue except for a little caduce up here in the corner, and up in the corner we've got the stripy nonsense, right? They ape the Union Jack, but only in this top left corner. The UK flag, the flag of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, is the whole thing, right? The whole thing is all stripy and whitey, and I think we got uppy downy cross stripes as well. So, if we look at this flag is not a big solid thing with a little bit of stripy nonsense in the corner. This flag is a whole stripy deal. So, yes, nothing but the most technical, explicative terminology here on the channel. Parlor Ghost. Uppy dowdy is a technical term. Anyway, that is my rationale for saying that we are in Great Britain and not Australia. As to the when of this, man, I don't know. We got shirtless guys with hair. It's got to be the 70s, right? Like, this feels 1970s. We're going to find a cricket ground in England in 1976, and we're going to be done with our lives. Is there a big old cricket ground somewhere in or around, say, Jolly London Town? Probably isn't. Space is at a premium here. At the same time, where might we find a big old cricket ground? Do they call it ground? I think they call it ground. It's not a pitch. It's not a cricket pitch, is it? It's a soccer pitch. Well, it's a football pitch, but it's a cricket ground, right? I don't know, man. Let's just drop a thing. I was going to say in Hyde Park. That seems incorrect. That seems poorly thought out. The O2 is an arena, like with a roof and everything. So they probably wouldn't play it near the airport on account of the air quality being bad and also the noise. The noise seems like it might be disruptive. To F with this, let's just put a pin right there. We are, in fact, right there in the outskirts of Jolly London Town in 1974. You know what? We're in the outskirts of Jolly London Town in 1980. I'll take it. Next and last for time guesser, we got a fella on a bridge. Okay. My first instinct is that this is maybe the Brooklyn Bridge, but definitely some bridge involving the city of New York, by which I mean the island of Manhattan, which is what everyone means when they say the city of New York. Do you have any indications directly on your person here, fella? Well, you're aware of the presence of a camera, so good for you. And you got a bucket of shit. Cool. Are you painting this bridge? What is in this bucket? I'm fascinated by what might be in this bucket. It looks like I'd guess that's a paintbrush, and that'd be a paint bucket, so okay. So we're painting a bridge. Got it. What about these buildings here? This is the Bond Metcalf. Okay. Is that a hotel? Maybe. We got some row housing going on here. Could this be San Francisco, actually? Is this just the Golden Gate? It might be the Golden Gate. We've got Thomas Place, Playfair. That doesn't help. Bushels. Okay. Bushels Tea and Coffee, specifically. We have an entire enormous building for the Forestry Commission. Hi there. Forestry Commission and Wood Technology. Okay. We've got the Union Line. Interesting. Can we read that sign? No. Wait. Hi, friend. The fuck are you? Because you look like the Eiffel Tower, but that can't possibly be right. We've already seen entirely too much English signage here. Okay. So that says tech. That doesn't help. That's FT. Huh. I don't feel great about suggesting that this might be... Huh. Yeah, I don't feel great suggesting that this is a bridge in New York. But... what would these say if we FERP them? I'm lifting my hands and rotating them to the webcam as though you can see me, but you can't. If we were to flip this, I don't know what that would say. I don't think it's giving away a year. This is probably cursive handwriting, but it's terrible cursive handwriting, and we're looking at it backwards. So... Hey! And again, the F. Are these, like, distinctive of anything? Can we, what can we tell from, wait. Why are cars on the, what is the traffic doing here? So this is... So cars are on the left on the bridge here. Like, this car is heading... Yeah, these cars are heading toward the bottom, which would mean they're on the left side. And these are railroad tracks. So if cars are on the left, and we've also got car here going out that way. If cars are on the left, this is not in the United States. I think they drive on the right in Australia. We're not in jolly London town again, are we? I mean, cars drive on the right in Canada. I'm trying to think of places that would have, like, this much English language. There's no chance that that is the Eiffel Tower and this is Paris, is it? I mean, it kind of look... No, the area around the Eiffel Tower doesn't look like this. Does it? And also, like, the fucking... There would not be a French Forestry Commission wood technology sign directly adjacent to the fucking Eiffel Tower with the sign in English. So, yeah, this is just saying Metcalf and Bond. Okay. Sounds like a law firm. The fuck are we? Man, this is gonna be the shadow of the Eiffel Tower, and I'm gonna be so mad. Alright, maybe I'm wrong about Australia. Maybe they drive on the left in Australia. Do they drive on the left in Australia? I don't think they do. There's no flags anywhere. Not that I'm a person who recognizes flags or nothing, but... Okay. Alright. Man, I don't feel good about this guess, but... We're gonna say we're somewhere near Jolly London Town in 1930, 50. Alright, look at the cars. Look at the dude, look at the cars. The dude is... This hat is not a turn of the century hat. This whole look is fairly of an era, but it's of like a 10s to 30s era, right? And these cars are not 19 teens cars. These are a little more modern than that. I don't even know if more modern is the proper terminology, but they're less old than that. So these are probably 1930s. So this is probably, man, I don't know. Jolly London Town, 1937. Goddamned Australia. They drive on the left in Australia. Okay. 10,000 miles from the correct location. Jeez. All right. Well, aside from that, did okay, I guess. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Angels and Nationals and Phillies and Rangers and dudes who pitched and dudes who played the outfield. Dude who played the outfield for the Philadelphia Phillies is, what was that guy's name? Velazquez. There was a pitcher named Velazquez, Vince Velazquez. There was once a game, Vince Velazquez was a pitcher, a major league pitcher. There was one game the Phillies played that took like 19 innings or something, and they ran out of dudes, and they had guys get hurt. Vince Velazquez pitched in that game and then went out and played left field. And he had like 2 outfield assists, and it was a really famous game, and I remember it. So Vince Velazquez is a dude who played the outfield for the Philadelphia Phillies. A dude who pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies is, man, it would be really good if I could remember the position player who was pitching when Vince Velazquez threw a dude out at the plate. I don't remember. Jamie Moyer. You know what, Sports Pun? You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. Jamie Moyer is a dude who pitched for the Phillies. I was going to say Rudy Cianez, but yeah, Jamie Moyer is a dude who pitched for the Philadelphia Phillies. And come to think of it, I think Rudy Cianez is a dude who played for the Phillies and the Rangers. That seems right. Rudy Cianez. A dude who played for the Phillies and the Rangers and, judging by his photograph here, also murdered 6 drifters during the course of his major league career. Holy shit, that's a fucking mugshot, Rudy. What is going on here? Oh, God. Okay. Dude who played for the Rangers and the Nationals is Bartolo Colon. Dude who pitched for the Nationals is Bartolo Colon. Or, listen, we're not going to go all deep cuts. We'll just bang Pedro. Pedro Martinez, only 5%. What the fuck, Immaculate Grid? A dude who played outfield for the Washington Nationals is Nick Johnson. I think did they stick Nick Johnson in left field? Actually, that would have been a terrible choice. A dude who played the outfield for the Washington Nationals is Will Cordero. How about that? Let's go with another obscure 90s dickbag, Will Cordero. There we go. That makes more sense. A dude who pitched for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is the Zach Greinke button. A dude who played the outfield for those same Angels is, they probably stuck Sean Figgins out there at some point. Game I. Grid. Oh, the grid did that thing where it charged me 2 choices. Yes, Rudy Cianez is a mugshot, and Will Cordero is posting on LinkedIn. Like, this is going on. Will Cordero would like to help you synergize your vertical strategies. I don't know why the game charged me 2 guesses for one of these. It's a thing we've seen before, and a thing we may well see again. A dude who played for the Angels and Rangers is... Man, I've only got one shot at this, and I have to get it right. And I have to say the very first name that comes to mind. And I think it's Eric Gagne, but I think that's wrong, because Eric Gagne didn't pitch for the Angels. So, just in your head, everyone, fill in a dude who played for the Angels and Rangers, and assume that I would have mentioned them. And that would have been an Immaculate Grid, if not for the totally unfair glitching and failures of things. Yeah, that sounds right. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. But I know it is Friday, and typically it would be our final stream of the week. However, last night we played Tricastrophe. This evening, we shall return with Dragon Age: The Veilguard. We will play it on stream. It is a good, fun video game. We will continue with the story of Maribel Deriva and all of her excellent friends. That will be later tonight. But for now, I hope you have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.